There are so many different kind of chilies in the world. There are different size, different color, different spiciness. It's everywhere. Every country has chilies. But now the company try to train us to eat only a few variety of chilies. So that's too bad because different chilies, different taste. We cannot enjoy the taste much if we don't have our own chili. Saving chili seeds is very important for our life because we can be independent on chilies. Chilies in every kind of food in Thailand. Most of the food we add chilies in there. We cannot live without chilies. There are many ways to eat chilies. We eat fresh. We grill fresh chili. Tastes so good. Or we dry them and then we dry fry them and then grind them into powder. So chili is in everything, everywhere in Thailand, except in baby food. We don't add chilies in there. To grow chili, we start from plant the seedling in the tray first. It needs to be about 3 or 4 inches high. That's good enough to transplant them. I like to grow chili under the trees because chili doesn't like sunlight much. They love to be in the shade. They're more healthy if they grow in the shade. I always cut branches or leaf and then make a pile around the trees to make the compost. I clear out all the grass around the trees where I am going to grow chilies. Then I start to till the soil about 6 inches diameters, and it is about 2 feet far apart. That's all, and then I can plant them after that. If our soil is not very good, it's good to add compost or cow dung or chicken dung where we till the soil. Add maybe quite a lot if the soil is bad, but the soil here is pretty good, so I don't need to add anything because I put a lot of leaves and compost around this tree for a few years already, so I will have enough food for the chilies. The next step is I need to transplant the seedling into where I dug it up, where I tilled the soil already. So the seedling is about this much, this big. So it's good to squeeze the bottom of the tray first to make it loose, and then we can pull out the seedling from the hole of the tray easily, and then try to keep the dirt around that wrap around the root. Don't try to make it break. When the soil is very loose, it's very easy to plant. I just dig a tiny hole in there and then drop the root of the chili seedling in there and close it. Don't need to press it tight. They need it loose so the root can go easily. Don't need to pack the soil so much. Then after that, I just cover around the seedling with straw. The straw can help to keep moisture stay longer and control the grass. Most of the grass seed will not grow easily after that. So I don't need to take care of them much after that. Then just water, make it very wet. Water the first time, very wet, and it can last for 2 days. I can water every 2 days if I cover enough straw. That's all to grow chilies plant. And after that, I can water every other days. That's good enough. We didn't need to water often because we have straw help us. This is a few weeks later. They start to grow very quick after that. They look very healthy. They look good. They grow fast. All gardening is about developing the soil. When the soil is fertile, the soil is good. We don't need to do much. They're healthy. they protect themselves from disease very well. So this chili, I don't need to add compost, I don't need to add anything in there anymore. They just grow by themselves. What I do is just water every other day. That's all I did. 2 months later, they start to have chilies like this. So they grow very well and then they produce a lot of chilies. It's pretty good yield to grow like this. I think one of the most important thing that people don't think about it much is the habit of chilies. They don't like to be in the sunlight too much because if they are in the sunlight too much, they will get some disease. This is what happened with chilies. If we grow in the sun, open sunlight all day long, they will have yellow color on their leaves like this. It's some kind of disease that mainly farmers who grow like it, they use a lot of chemical. But if we grow in the shade, there's no problem. But if they grow in the shade, they will look green, look healthy like this. And many times we just ignore them. We don't water them at all, even in a dry sun, in a dry, hot day. But they stay healthy under the shade happily. And then they produce a lot also. When the chili ripe enough, we need to select the most beautiful one, the shape that we like, the color that we like. We collect those chilies for saving seeds. The way to save chili seed, we cannot just open the seed and take the seed out easily because the spiciness is in the seed. It can stuck in our hand for a long time. Even we wash our hand with soap many times, it's still spicy. You cannot pick your nose, you cannot poke your eye. It will hurt a lot. It's still spicy and in our hand for a long time. What we did to save seed here is we just collect the good chilies and we put them in the blender because the blender will help to break it easily without we don't need to touch it. And then we just add clear water in there, clean water. So we add quite a lot of water, at least 3 times or 4 times of chilies at least. So add a lot of water and blend them. When we blend them, don't blend too long. Maybe count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and then turn it off. And then when we turn it on again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and off. Keep doing like this until we can see the chilies totally break apart. That is good enough. So don't keep doing longer than that. With this technique, we need to remind ourselves all the time that we need to have water more than chilies at least 5 times. Because if we have less water, it's going to break the seeds of the chilies. And another thing is we don't blend it too long. We need to stop often because if you blend too long, it's gonna break the seed also. This is what we got. So the good seed will sink at the bottom, so we can pour all of them out. So we can see the good seed will sink to the bottom, but the bad seed will float on top, including the fiber. After that, we're going to pour all the fiber and everything floating on top out. Then we will get only the good seed at the bottom. This part is what we need. This part is very good quality. Most of them, I think almost 99% is good seed, and then they can sprout very well in this area, in this part. Then we add the good water into the good seed because there are some fiber from the shell, the skin of the chili is still there. And then we add water. This time, let we leave it for 1 week at least to let the spiciness from the seed decompose. If we don't do this, if we touch the seed immediately, the spiciness is still there. It will stuck in our hand. So whenever we touch the seed, it still have some spiciness in there. But if we ferment the seed at least 1 week, it will decompose. So when it dry, we can touch it easily. The chili juice, the red one, it's very spicy and very strong smell. Don't throw away. You can use it to spray on aphid on many kind of bugs. That help to control the bugs is pretty good. So it's useful. Don't throw away. After we let it ferment for 1 week at least, sometimes it can smell very bad. It's okay, don't worry. Sometimes it can get mold in there. It's okay also. It will not ruin the seed. So after 1 week, we need to clean them. The way to clean them is just stir it a little bit and then let whatever we don't like floating on top. And the seed that we want will sink in the bottom, and then pour all of them out. And then add more water and then pour it out. Add water and pour it out. Keep doing like this until it's totally clean. There's no part that we don't want in there. And then the smell will go away too. If we clean enough, it will have no smell at all after that. So this is the seed that we wanted. Normally we will clean it like this 5 or 6 times. That is good enough. After that, I'm going to pour the seed that is good on the screen. I use the blue net as a screen, so just pour the seed in there and then dry them on the screen like this. It will dry faster than normal if we keep on the screen like this because the air can circulate easily. To dry them, it's good to dry in the shade, not dry in the sunlight, because the germination rate will be higher if we dry in the shade. It takes about 5 days to dry in the shade, and after that we can keep them. It can last for a long time after that. This is the way we do seed saving of chilies. After 5 days, we can put them in a plastic bag or in a bottle or any kind of jars. When we put them in the bag, it's good to do it in afternoon because in the afternoon the moisture in the air is lower. And then when we put in a bag, we can keep in refrigerators. If we keep in refrigerators, it lasts for more than 10 years. If we keep outside refrigerators, it maybe lasts only 1 year and then it will not sprout anymore. So this is the way we do seed saving on chilies. So if you love chilies, save your own seed. That is the beauty of gardening.